I wanted to talk about how to create a static particle field. As we see, it's just kind of this cube that's filled with particles, um, and you might need this for some type of effect. Uh, what you first want to do is, so we're going to start out with basically our base emission. Can't really see it here. It's not running properly, but basically I kept going back to our particle stream. We have the uh, number of particles is 2000 and the number valid is also 2000. Make sure to hit reload in case you get any errors when saving it. Um, so the first thing we're going to want to do is we're just going to turn off the speed so that the particles don't move once we create them. Um, that's pretty important. And then so we're going to start with in the x-axis, we're just going to start with 100. Now you see we have all our particles in the x-axis 100. You can just set your emit rate to 2000, however many particles you're using, just so they'll be stagnant, and we can turn our lifetime way up to like 20 seconds every time they move. That's kind of like a refresh essentially. And then we will change our Y also to 100, and then we'll take a look at what that looks like in um, it's basically gonna look like this, but it'll be a little bit more populated. So we'll just save this. If we turn our speed up just a little bit to 5, the particles will just be moving up in a random fashion. So we'll save that like this just so we can get a good handle on what's actually happening. So we'll spawn them all random in the X and Y plane. So it'll just be this flat plane, and then we have this upwards movement just because of the speed. Now if we go up here and we turn the speed down to 0, they'll all be stagnant, so we'll save this again, and we'll reload our asset in the OpenMW construction set. So we'll just reload and see we just kind of have all the particles spawn in this flat plane. Now, the thing we're missing right now is just the Z-plane, so we'll turn, sorry, this is the wrong one. Go down to the or start random, and we'll just give it a random start within 100 in the z-axis as well. So we'll save that, and then we'll reload, and now we have this cube. You can change a few other settings here. The big one would be, so we go speed and we just turn it up to 5, which is pretty slow. We'll save that, and then we'll reload this, and as you see, we have all the particles spawned with slight upwards movement, which you may or may not want. And then we can turn that back off, and now we have back to our cube, and we can also adjust the size right here, so we can make it bigger or smaller. So we can go 3, file save, and then assets reload. Now we have a stagnant cube of just particles, and the more you place, the more this will be filled in, and the more this cube outline will show through. Um, Not sure the exact purpose you might need this for, but maybe for some type of fog or something like that, changing the alpha shader flags. Um, that would be probably the best thing to use this for. Or you can just use this for creating um, other particle effects. So you can use this to move around as like your base field, essentially. Anyways, the biggest settings are start random and um, making sure your speed's 0, and then you can adjust the size, which will, you know, change how big the particles are. And that's pretty much it. Pretty simple and could be used for a lot of things.